Good morning. Schedule C, Part 4. Information on your vehicle. How can you fill out that Part 4 with your business mileage? How can you deduct your business mileage? I'm going to show you my notes on that section. What is considered a business mileage and what is considered commuting, and later I'm going to show you how we can fill up that part of Schedule C. Instead of just talking to you, I'm going to show you my notes, what I'm reading, and if there is something to explain, I will get to it as well. There is some mileage that is considered business and some that is considered or are considered commuting. So let's talk about both to help you determine what part of your business, what part of your mileage you should consider a commuting mileage or what is business mileage and deductible. So as you can see, that's the form here, but before we get to that, let's see the what we should include in commuting and what we should include in business. So if you your business started during the tax year, you are filing your Schedule C for if you turn your car from personal use to business use during that year, then you will include, when you are trying to think about commuting, don't include all your commuting for the whole year. Let's say that you convert or you start using your car for business halfway through the year. So it is from that point that you should start recording your commuting, or if it is from that point up to the end of the year that you'll account for the commuting session of it or part of it. So that's what that means. So commuting is when you drive from home to work or from work home. So if you don't have a business at home, driving from home to work or to your work location for your business that we are filing Schedule C for is commuting. So if you have a location outside of your home where you work regularly, any place you go to temporarily to work is business. Is business mileage. That mileage to drive there temporary is business mileage. It's not commuting. So let's say you have an employment there or something, but it's temporary. And when they mean temporary is 1 year or less that you'll be driving there to work. So that's temporary. And you have the regular workplace where you usually work. Driving to that temporary place is business mileage. So you need to record that as a business mileage, not commuting. And if that's for 1 year or less, anything over that might be considered as an like indefinitive employment type thing. So keep that in mind when that will be a commuting and when that will be business mileage. So if you have a home office at home and you use that place exclusively for the business you are filing Schedule C, it doesn't matter how long you are driving to the place to work, or how often you drive there, or for how long. that is business mileage. So if you have a home office for your business, any place you drive to when you leave your home to perform something related to your business is a business mileage. Whether you go to a store to buy a supply or you go to a client's place, anything you perform for that business when you leave your home with that intent, that's business mileage. And we might have another video later to really talk about how you can deduct your business mileage, what you should consider as business mileage and what is not, to really go deep into it. So you need to keep a proper record for your mileage, just in case IRS requests a record from you. And there is a publication 463 that talks more about that, and IRS recognize electronic record as well, and I think they have some guideline in the publication 583 that you can read. And my note is from IRS Instructions of Schedule C, Form 1040. You'll find it on page 15 where they talk about all of that. Now let's get to the form. So now that we know what is commuting and what is not, I'm going to use an example to fill up part 5, information on our vehicle. And if, let's see what they say here, complete this part only if you are claiming car or trucks expenses on line 9 and are now required to file Form 4562. We might have a video on that later. So if you are now filing 4562 for this business and you are now claiming expenses on line 9, or no, and you are claiming car expenses on line 9, but you are not filing 4562 for the business, then you'll put the information here. So pretty much 4562 is depreciation sheet. A lot of time you file this form, you attach it to your return when you are depreciating an item for the first time. When you acquire an equipment, furniture, or something that will require you to depreciate, and you are depreciating for the first time for that item, you'll attach 4562. So and let's check line 9. What is line 9? Line 9 is car and truck expenses. So where did you place your vehicle service? When did you place your vehicle in service for business purposes? Month, date, year. So in this example, I will put it was January 1st, 2016. Of that number of miles you drove your vehicle during 2019, enter the number of miles you use for your vehicle for. So it's good to have a proper record for it. And I talk about my inventory, how I track my inventory, the cost of goods sold. And I show this spreadsheet. Well, I have a sheet in this workbook where I keep my mileage. And I like to track it for all the businesses that I have, but here is a summary of it. So for 2019, where we are working on, I might probably put that in yellow to help us as well. So we have, it's good at the beginning of the year or what, December, let's say December 31st, 2009, let's say December 31st, 2018, if you remember, you can recall your mileage, which will be the end of 2019 and the beginning of the end of 2018 and beginning of 2019. So what we recorded at the end of 2019 will be the beginning for 2020. So keep that in mind. So that's our mileage at the beginning of 2019, CC 2008-12, and that's at the end, CC 9,980. So now we are looking for a business mileage, and for this business, that's the mileage here. But we can just talk about the mileage in general. Here I have commuting, which I just copied from last year because it didn't really change, and it's just my commuting from home to work. And the way we did it, we have one car and my husband takes us to work, and that's the the mileage a day for 5 weeks times 52 weeks. That's just the average. And then taking kids to school, church, shopping, checkup. So we have this that I estimated, and I need to check my records for the other 3 businesses here to include them as well. But I know for sure that for this Schedule C, the business that is going on Schedule C, the mileage here is 5. And I know that by tracking my sales, let's see here, my sales, to know how often, because we didn't have a lot of sales that year. That year, it was easy to know how often we drove to the post office to ship the items. So 5 is what I'm going to copy from this to here. So business mileage is going to be 5. Commuting, so that's the instructions here pretty much is what we talked about earlier. What is commuting and what is not. We have a place at home exclusively for our business. I sell soap, and I have an office, and that's the office we are in. And up to February 2020, the office are divided in multiple sections, and each business of mine has a portion of it. So, and that's the business we are filing Schedule C for. It has a portion of it, small portion of it, where I store the soap items, and then I have consulting. But after February 2020, consulting is going to include in our soap. So pretty much a big chunk of the office is going to be occupied by consulting, and the YouTube is a part of consulting as well. So we have this business that is occupying a small portion of it, and I'll think if I will move it out or not. So that business has non-business mileage and business mileage, and the reason why is business and non-business, we might talk about that later, because it's in a real estate. You don't really have an office at home for real estate if your real estate is considered a passive income. So now let's go back to the spreadsheet again and copy our commuting here. So commuting 2184. So if you go back to our spreadsheet, 2184 will be here. And other, if we go back to our spreadsheet again, what is going to be other is not just going to be that one, but it's going to include that and all the other business mileage from this session. Once I put them here, and I can even find a total of that by doing this number 7,168. Let me take this out of there again. First, let's find out what this 7,168 is made out of. So that's the difference between those two up there, the beginning and end. And let's see the total of this one here is 3,125. So that means this 7,168 minus the sum of those three here let me close the parentheses here, is 4,043. So this three session here is 4,043 miles. So if I wanted to find what is in other, that's the sum of 4,043 and 936. That total to 4,979. So if you go back to our spreadsheet, to our form, that's 4,979. So let's make sure our numbers is accurate here. So if we take the commuting, the 5 miles, and we take this 4,043, that's 7,168. Yes, so it is correct. That's what we drove last year, 7,168. So if we go back to our session here, because in my case I have multiple entities for this schedule C, what we will include as business will just be what is related to this business that we are filing schedule C for. Commuting will be what the general commuting is, and other will include all my non-business mileage and business mileage from other businesses here. And on their form, corresponding form, I will include their business mileage. Unless I'm using this to deduct all my business mileage, then I will include all my business mileage here from all other businesses. But it's not the case, because depending on some of my businesses, some others are deductible. For example, I have an S Corp, and as an S Corp, the business mileage, I prefer to deduct that as a reimburse, employee reimburse account under the employee reimburse account. So we will pay that to who drove the car to do those things, which will be my husband. And the other business will do the same. That's an NLC. So I prefer to use the employee reimburse account to pay the business mileage for those businesses, and for Schedule C, the soap operator, claim the business mileage here for that business. So was your business available was your vehicle available for personal use during off hours? Yes, it was. Do you or your spouse have another vehicle available for personal use? No. Do you have evidence to support your deduction? We all see it. Yes. If yes, is the evidence written? Yes. If you are using a tax software to file your taxes, which is great, it is still important for you to understand your business, to understand your tax forms, to know what is deductible and what is not, to be able to help yourself know what you should be tracking, what you should be recording, so that you can help yourself during tax season to fill up your form properly. Or if you are hiring a tax accountant or a tax professional to file your taxes for you, you will ask the right question to make sure your professional file and claim the right deduction for you. Because it's tax season, everybody is busy. It is your job to make sure you are claiming the right deduction. So yeah, that's how you will fill out part 5, information on your vehicle, if you are filling out Schedule C for one of your businesses or for your business. Thank you for watching. I'm Afiavi Ojune. Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting LLC YouTube channel and owners of Nina Soap. And our website is ninasoap.com. We have free templates on our website under free downloads that if you are interested in, you could visit our website to download it. And I'll put the instructions for commuting on my website and in the description as well for you to take a look at it if you are interested. And in the free download, we have budget templates, we have mortgage payment log if you are trying to pay off your mortgage early, and we have to-do lists to help you track your task in your business. Thank you.